Hello, this is Dr. Victoria Scarborough. I'm speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. Today is Wednesday, October 24th. We have a full moon in Taurus. The full moon is conjunct Uranus. The sun in Scorpio is conjunct retrograde Venus, and it's all square the nose of the moon. So, we are at a very stressful but evolutionarily rich time. It is an opportunity for us to sort of go up a few notches, so to speak, on the evolutionary ladder. An opportunity to break free from those things that hold us back. With Venus retrograde, it can be our feelings about ourselves, not feeling worthy. It's an interesting time. So that's not really what I'm here to talk about. I just can't help but talk about that stuff, I guess. What I'd like to do now is I want to do a card reading on the Saudi Crown Prince, Mohammed bin Salman, I think. He, well, not officially, but the story goes that he put a hit on Jamal Khasshoggi, the Washington Post op-ed journalist. And, at first they're like, oh, we don't know what happened to him. And then they're like, oh, well, he got in a fight and there was an accident. And now I think they found his body in pieces in somebody's garden. I forget who it was, some Saudi Arabian person from the consulate there. So what I want to know is I want to know how this action is going to affect the Crown Prince, and if it's going to how it's going to affect him in his own country, as far as will he continue to be the Crown Prince. And then maybe we can look at how he is affected. How Saudi Arabia will be affected in the eyes of the rest of the world. Now, I have done one around the relationship between Saudi Arabia and America, the United States. So that is out there if you want to check that out. But this is a little different question. So let me bring this down. I initially was very reticent about even talking about this. It just felt so Game of Thrones and impossible, but I guess anything's possible when you're a gazillionaire, or you feel like anything's possible. So this is a reading on Mohammed bin Salman, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. It's interesting because these people are just so crazy. I'm a little reticent about doing it. I don't want them to put me on no list. Hopefully nobody who knows them is watching this, right? Okay, so the immediate environment. The Hanged Man. So right now he is unable to move. This has created something that is requiring him to look at life from a different perspective. He's got his hands tied behind his back. So it feels to me like they sort of put the kibosh on him doing anything else. Let's see what the crossing card is. Crossing card is the Knight of Swords. That has to do with impulsive action that's not thought out. And of course it's swords. So swords is somebody, the Knight of Swords is somebody who often comes in feeling they have the right to do stuff, that they're doing it for the right reasons, even if it's their own reasons, and they create a lot of chaos. So, he pretty much shot himself in his own foot. Let's see what's at the root of this. The Queen of Coins, we have money. I don't know why, besides the fact that this was a dissenting opinion, Khashoggi had a dissenting opinion. It seems to me like there's, of course, at the root of it, at the root of his actions was money. Now, I don't understand why that would be in Saudi Arabia. I don't understand why that would be, because I don't know that much, or nor do I really want to know that much about how they work things there. It's interesting that it's the Queen of Coins, though. He did allow certain, I think, not all women, but certain Saudi women to drive, and that was just sort of like, oh, he's progressive, but he's not really. He's kind of a murderer. In the past, we have death. That's probably the death of Khashoggi. Sorry about the pronunciations, everybody. In the sky, we have the Page of Cups. It feels as though they're trying to paint this a little differently. They're trying to make it seem, I don't know, like there's this sense of boys will be boys, which is ridiculous because he's not a boy, and boys don't do the kind of things that happen to Khashoggi. Sorry, it doesn't fly. In the immediate future, the Two of Swords, so there's inaction. Again, that sort of goes along with this. There's some sort of stalemate. How everybody else sees it. The Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is anxiety. It's unlike the Ten of Swords, which is kind of about actual, like, death to a certain extent, the end of something. The Nine of Swords is anxiety about it. So there's a lot of anxiety about this whole situation. The world is really quite anxious about it. And yeah. And this could also be that the world is seeing them as anxious about it. That Saudi Arabia is very anxious and worried about this whole mess. The domestic situation. Oh boy, the Tower. Okay, well, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good for his family. It doesn't look good for him. If the Tower's in your domestic situation, it's a falling from grace. It's quite frankly, it's probably what the guy deserves. I don't know if you can see these. Let me push them over. I'm sorry if you can't see these. There's the Tower. There's the Nine of Swords. Can you see them now? Yeah, okay. So let's see the hopes and fears. The Queen of Cups. It's interesting that there's women like so prominent in this reading because, you know, women don't really have any power in Saudi Arabia. So perhaps they hope that this will sort of be forgiven, perhaps. Be healed somehow. And, you know, on some level, maybe to empower women. Now, I don't really know what that means, so we'll just leave it at that. Let's see the outcome card. We have the Knight of Cups. I don't know if this means that another... I still see... I don't know. I still see this could be Muhammad. Unless a younger man takes his place. Now, I don't know how that would work. But that's a possibility. That might not be him. Okay, let's see if we can pull a major arcana. The Sun. I think that he might lose power and another another, maybe a younger man will become the crown prince. And so as I understand it, in Saudi Arabia, it doesn't go from father to son. It goes from ruler to brother to brother to brother to brother. And then when all the brothers are gone, it goes to the son of the first brother. So maybe this is the son of the first brother. But there's a lot of stuff going on in Saudi Arabia. There's a lot of, internal challenges and dynamics within the families, and I think that's what the Tower card is. So, it's kind of a strange place, and it's, very Machiavellian. Machiavellian, is that the word? Is that the expression? It's almost like a whole nother world we wouldn't even understand. But it does look like perhaps somebody new, a younger man, is coming in. And let's see. And underneath is the High Priestess. So the High Priestess is generally a card associated with hidden things and secrets. So this is a very secretive society. So I'm not sure we're going to necessarily know. I'm sorry, that's my dog jumping around. Did I give her a chip if she'll stop looking around? Okay. Now you're going to hear a chomp chip. Sorry. So we may not even, there might be a new leader, but we're not going to know how it got there. We're not going to know how it happened because it's very secretive. But this really feels like in his action with this gentleman, Khashoggi, what he did to him is actually going to cause the downfall of at least his part of the family. So that's what it looks like. All right. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Like and subscribe if you want. And if you have questions, keep them coming. I'll see what I can do about asking the cards. Have yourself a great day. And sorry about all the noise in the background, but it's what happens, Life happens when you're filming. Have a great day. Bye.